What is up, guys? It's Selca, and today I'll be breaking down Bitcoin and Ethereum in the smaller time frame, as well as 3 other altcoins that you guys asked in the comments. I'm sorry, one of them is not an altcoin, it's a forex pair, but yeah, I'll go through Dydx, Gbpjpy, which is the forex pair, as well as Atom. So just a reminder that I can give forecast and analysis on every type of assets, since the method works for everything, even stocks and things like Nasdaq, S&P. It works pretty fine. So that's why you guys can ask me at any time assets to be forecasted in my next videos. And yeah, you just have to ask it in the comments and I'll post it whenever I can. But now let's get started with Bitcoin in the smaller time frame. And in my last video I went through this pattern and told you guys everything you need to know about this one, but my real forecast from 2 videos ago was this coming and breaking that low and then having an up move that will come and break the top. Now let me just go back on that analysis and tell you why I think that this was gonna do something like this, and why right now I think it won't do this. Alright, it still have some probability, but I think it doesn't have enough probability to go and do this, even though it is possible, but I'll let you know right now. So why I said that this could go down and then go up, maybe I put it somewhere there, so I was not expecting that it goes that deep, but anyway, it remains the same. I thought that this would do that because even though this could be a 3-wave correction for an up move, the fact that this was not an impulse and was ranging like this told us that this was going to break the low one more time. So this is super important to know, that if you're waiting for an impulse and you get a range, that's not good. That's where whenever you enter a trade and you get that, that's where you close the trade and say no, this won't do that. All right, and that's why I was expecting that this would be the retracement to that impulse. This would be the biggest correction, so the correction after the retracement. Then we would have another retracement to match this one before having an impulse to match this one. So this was the analysis. Right now, and I'll put it in different color. Right now, what I think from seeing this pattern is that we were waiting for an impulse to come and break the top. Alright, so we've got that down move to come and break the low. That's we got it. So that can still be an ABC, a correction for that up impulse. But we need, as long as this bottom is not broken, remember, we were waiting for an impulse that will come and break the top. The thing is, it started pretty well with a nice impulse right there, but the fact that we got a retracement, this means that we're getting correction. So we have an impulse in smaller time frame, so this should not be part of your analysis in the biggest time frame yet. This should be seen as a smaller time frame move. Then you have a smaller impulse, smaller retracement, and now you know, after having this retracement, that you're getting into a correction again, and this should be a correction for the smaller impulse that you have. So correction right now that went up and went to break, it didn't break the top, so that's super important. The top is not broken, and then as long as the top is not broken, you expect a retracement that will come and break that low again. So your first retracement, correction, and this will break the low to be a regular flat, which is one of those 3-wave correction that we talk always. So one of the most probable 3-wave correction. So it will come and break the low one more time before having an up impulse to match this one. So this retracement is this one, and you'll have another up move to match this one. So right now, at the moment, this is to me a sell setup, just like this is a sell setup. So of course it's smaller time frame, it's less relevant, but I could have taken this sell to come and break that low. I'm not doing it because I know it's not worth it, but just saying that these are moves in smaller time frame. So you have an impulse, you have a correction, this will go down and break this low, just like you had an impulse right there, correction, this went down and break the low. And the only thing why we will be looking for a down move in this structure is because you have your first retracement, and you know that as long as this top is not broken, you look for sells because of that 3-wave correction that happens a lot of time. And that's why you should be looking for sells right there if you trade like smaller time frame. But I really don't recommend it to anyone, but just saying. And now this will probably come down and break that low. All right, whenever that low will be broken, you will have your 3-wave correction completed, and this will be a correction for that impulse. So you'll be waiting for another impulse as long as this bottom is not broken. Now the thing is that this impulse can come and break literally this top, all right, and then complete your ABC right there, even though your C wave is ugly as fuck. All right, even though your C wave is fat and you have an A wave like this, first impulse like this, but your second impulse after the correction is looking like this. I know it's ugly, but it's possible, and I'll let you know exactly where we got the same type of shit is right there. We had an impulse going pretty like a laser sword, pretty sharp. Then we had a correction, which is this to me. This was a correction, so a first correction to match this impulse. Then this completes the 3-wave correction, and I told you guys that I was waiting for an up move to match this one before having a down move to match that one. So all this was forecasted in my last videos, and it went pretty accurate so far. But to let you know that this move is supposed to be this move right there is supposed to be matching this one, and you know that we got the 3-wave correction, which is exactly the same one as I'm trying to forecast right now. So an up move, first retracement, up move, first retracement, move going slowly up, move going slowly up, then down move to come and break the low, down move to come and break the low. So I'm looking for the same structure, down move to come and break the low, and when the low will be broken, we'll get a sharp move. So what I'm saying by this, I don't want to get too long into that, but this could come and break the low, complete that 3-wave structure, then go back up, and this could be the end of that 3-wave correction before having a reversal. So this is the first scenario. Now be extremely careful of that move, especially whenever we will break the low, because this will probably go up. There's no problem with that, but the thing is, whenever we will break this top, and I'll put it in a different color, it will be pretty risky. All right, so if we go down like this, which I think we will go down, then go up to break the top, right there it will be a really risky zone. All right, you should not be taking any trade at this zone. I mean, it really depends the setup you get, but it can literally tag this top and go down. And the reason why is that if this managed to be a 3-wave correction for that down impulse, which I'm not sure yet, but there is some probability that it does, this can go down and break that low and possibly that one as well, and this will be matched this impulse right there. So it's still possible, and then we will have an up move that will match this one, and then have a down move to match this one to complete that structure, that's running flat structure. So the thing is, as long as I don't see this coming back and going sharp pretty far and breaking this top, you can still have this type of 3-wave correction that will come and break the low one more time. So it is pretty risky at the moment, because we didn't have an up move impulse and a flag like this that is pretty clean, and we didn't have that, and we got something that has less probability to go up. We've got a big correction, so a big retracement, a B wave, then another retracement. So you see how both are different. This one means that you're going up in the smaller time frame. So this is a small correction in smaller time frame, and it means that you're going to get another impulse in smaller time frame. But this impulse could go pretty fast, and you don't have a lot of chance of having after a flag like this a correction. So something doing like imagine you have a move that goes like this and having a flag. You don't have a lot of probability that this move becomes something like this. You have a lot of probability that this come and tag the top again before you get something else. But either way, this move like this doesn't look like a move that is like this. So it's not the same thing, alright? This can be a flat. This has no probability of being a flat. Like, not much. This still has, but it need to do a bigger correction after that, breaking that top. That's why this is dangerous, and that's exactly what we are getting. And in my last video, I told you guys that the more it ranged like this, the more it was bad for another low, then or another low to match this one, then an up move to match that one. So you get it. After some times, you'll get that the correction is the most important part, and we've seen this up move because to me this is the correction. All right, that's why I'm forecasting this up move. But if I get some move that show me that this is the correction and not what I thought, then I should focus on the move and expect another drop, because it just showed me that this is the correction and not what I was thinking. So again, in order to know that, and the best way to know it is that if you get a correction right there, a correction right there that is bigger than the correction you have in your B wave that you think is the real correction, then you should be careful at the top and be careful for that move. That's simply it. Exactly like this. You know, this correction, if it didn't take that much time, I would be shocked. I mean, I would be careful if that comes like this and break the top. I would be careful at that move, because this could have still come and break the low. But because we had a correction that was long, that took a long time, and that was pretty fat correction, this one is smaller than this one, so I was not that worried. Just because that correction is smaller than this one, I was really not that worried that this could come, break the top, and go down. Even though I said it in one of my videos, I was still going up for that up move, because yeah, it was a small correction. Now, if I do the same thing with that move, seeing this correction being pretty small compared to what we're trying to make right there, makes me think that this can go up, complete a flag like this, and go down. So that's why I'll be careful at this top, because it can come and break the top like I forecasted it in my last videos, but can still come, tag this top, and go down. So that's why I don't really like this move, and I should take it I should stay calm and take it simple in this situation, and just try to maybe ride this wave. If we break this bottom, ride this wave to come and break the top, but for sure take profit, stop loss at this top, because this one is pretty dangerous. So that's about it for Bitcoin. I'll go on Ethereum pretty quick. So for Ethereum, this one is different, but I have it already forecasted. Same thing as Bitcoin. So where Bitcoin we see a drop to come and break this low before getting an up move for this 3-wave correction. In Ethereum, I see this move as breaking this low, so this low as well as this one, and will complete a bigger structure right there, a bigger regular flat, and this one is pretty good to take and probably better than Bitcoin. So I see this one going up, breaking the top either way, and this has a lot of probability. I mean, this one is clearly just better than Bitcoin, because if we break the low right there, you still know that this is your impulse, and you have no doubt that this is your correction. So you have no doubt that this will come and break the top, and you have some chance to have this reversal again. I mean, this impulse down just the way you had the first impulse down, but you also have some chance that this pull out a big breakout like this and the flag, and this becomes your reversal in the higher time frame. So that's why I like this little buy setup in Ethereum. It's different. This has a lot of probability, and between Bitcoin and Ethereum, Ethereum is way more cleaner at the moment, but I'll still be careful of that move. So let me put it in yellow. Then yeah, both impulse are possible right there, but this one, yeah, I'll put it in yellow like this, but put it this one in blue. So you see that it can be the yellow one, but it can be the blue one as well, and that's why you need to be careful at this point. So taking the buy, and if you do so, and I'm not giving financial advice, but if you do so, please be careful at this stop. So at least take some profit, move your stop loss, anything, but be careful at this stop, because this structure, we know it, we've seen it so many times. You have no clue about it, and this is just like this one, just like this one, just like every structure you see, these are regular flat with an impulse, a correction, an impulse, and these are flagged to come and break the flow, the down, the bottom again. All right, just like this one, just like so. Basically, you don't want to be in the trade if this goes down to break the bottom again. You want to have taken some profits, or at least your stop loss that will stop it from going down and being in the trade. So at least take some profit. Even if you take a good trade like this, you need to take some profit, because if you see it goes like this, the trade you've taken is nothing. So you just lost, right? You just want to be winning instead of being losing. So that's for Ethereum. Now Dydx, and I gave an analysis about this one on the Discord, the NFT project I talked about. And because somebody's a holder asked for this asset, so what I said in this video, which is not in my YouTube, but I was telling is that it was during this zone, so somewhere in there, I was telling him that we should come and break the top, but we need a little flag in order to come and break the top. So I'm not sure if we got some sort of a flag, but yeah, it was not that clean. All right, I don't really like it. It was not that clean, but either way, you got to keep in mind the big structure. And to me, this was an impulse, this was a correction. So with that little sharp move down was contracting. So this is one of those that you barely see. All right, this is a contracting, and it looks pretty ugly, not gonna lie, but we still broke that top, and we broke that top because we didn't broke the bottom. All right, so when you have your first impulse, why I'm saying that as long as you don't break the bottom, you should have an up move, it's exactly because of that. So as long as you don't break the bottom, which didn't happen, you should find a correction and go break the top again. So that's what happened. And right now, if you're still looking at this asset, and if you're somewhere, I already hope that you took some profit right there. All right, because when you break a structure like this, you can go pretty fast going down to break the low again, and this could be a 3-wave correction like for that. So 3-wave correction for that down impulse and come back to break the down again. So that's why I would take some profit right there and put stop loss and everything, just like I said for Bitcoin and Ethereum. But if you are still in the trade, you got to keep in mind that this could be a retracement, do a 3-wave correction, and do one more push up before having some sort of a reversal. So if you see it go do small flags, or a small flag like this, you can take it to come and break the low again, which will be kind of a good idea as long as you manage well your trade. But if this comes and do something like this, I'll put it in yellow, so something more that goes up near that top, so same thing as when we see it in the downtrend, this can come and break the low and then go up. So if you see it come pretty far near the top, it's not good. So it must be stay close like the blue one if you want to go for the sell. Otherwise, this can still go up and then do the same thing as the blue one, like this, and give your sell, so something like this. So that's why you need to be careful right there. As long as you don't have a flag, you should not be doing anything. And from what I see, this is losing in momentum in sell, so this could come and break the top one more time. So be careful for that one. I think that we're gonna break one more time the top before dumping, and if we don't, we're probably gonna have some sort of a flag before going down. So either way, I see this move maybe breaking the top one more time, but either way it will come and break the low. So that's it for this one. Now GPY, and this one in the weekly chart I think is pretty interesting. So yeah, I'll break it down really quick because this video is already pretty long, but to me this is an expanding flag. So this is a correction for that down move. All right, you broke the low right there, the top of the impulse down, so the bottom of the impulse down, you broke it right there. Then you broke the bottom of the retracement, so the top of this retracement. So that means that this is an expanding. So it expanded, it's a correction, and it means that you're gonna go and break the bottom one more time, all right, in the downtrend. So then you have another first retracement, after that big impulse. So you were waiting for a correction, which is what we've got it right there, but I don't think it's really clean. But either way, you got another up and broke that top, so this becomes an ABC, regular flat 3-wave correction that will come and break the low, and that's what happened. All right, so let me just say something pretty quick. If I was seeing this pattern in 2007, so if I was seeing this pattern right there, I would have sold for at least a bigger correction, so at least a running flag right there, so an up move right there, up impulse, first retracement, correction, second retracement, complete that 3-wave pattern, and another up to come and break the top. All right, so in every case I would have sold some of those British pound at this level. All right, now we never know what can happen, and this retracement broke this low as well as this one, so you must see this pattern like a 3-wave that was already done, and that's why you need to sell at the tops, because the first scenario was this. All right, so the first scenario was, if I was right there at the moment, the first scenario is this and the second scenario is this. All right, so both scenario are saying to sell. All right, the third scenario is a strong breakout and a flag, but as you can see, there is no flag and there is even sell set up, so this was a perfect trade, for example. All right, but anyway, you just gotta keep in mind if you're trading this pair that this does a lot of expanding, a lot of regular flat, so a lot of correction, 3-wave correction, another expanding right there, and probably another one. So basically what I want to say is that these all look the same and they always come and break the down at the bottom, and you're in a big downtrend. All right, so all this combined tell me that you're not out of it, you're stuck in it for a while. All right, at least at the moment, for the next months you're stuck in it. So what I see from this pattern is that this one is done, this one make us break this low, so it's done. This one didn't break that low yet, so it's not done. So this one is not done, so we're waiting to break that low. All right, this one, and then you gotta down move like this and another correction, and this one also will probably break that low. So from seeing this, you need to break this one as well as this one if that's your correction and if that's also a correction. So seeing this, I think that we're gonna go and break both lows as long as this top is not broken, because this is the correction for that down impulse. So this will probably be the next move, and I'm kind of convinced about this one. So I'll leave it right there, since it's forex, it's moving pretty soft, pretty slow, and I'll keep it like this for years. But this should come whenever this move will be out of momentum. This will come, break both lows, because this is what you're waiting for. But right now, be careful, because in this move, it's looked like an end of a structure. It's when you have more and more correction and smaller impulses. So when you have smaller impulses, more correction, just like this, correction, impulse, correction, smaller impulses but more correction, this means that you can literally tag the low, then go up for a trend reversal. This is one of those signs that we want in the Bitcoin, for example, to have a trend reversal. So that's just a little tip. But yeah, for that one, I'll keep it like this for the next years. Kind of surprised of what it's gonna do, but I'm pretty sure it will do that. So break this low and then we'll have some sort of reversal. This can also be some sort of a running flat. If this comes up, down, up, this can also come down, but I'm not thinking about it yet. I just think that it will go down and go up after that. So yeah, that's about it. And now Atom, we're gonna take a look at this pretty quick since the video is already 24 minutes. So this one, yeah, this one is, I don't really like this one, but still, this one is, there's two ways of seeing this pattern. Actually, there's one way of really seeing it, but there's a second way. I won't talk about the second way, I'll just analyze it the way I think it is. So right there, I see this move as a correction, which is the move that that didn't move a lot in terms of price, but moves a lot in terms of range. So that's a range, clearly. And to me, this is your impulse. So this is your first impulse. The first one is right there. You got the correction, you got another impulse, and all this becomes an impulse, right? Then you're expecting a bigger correction because you're correcting all this and not just an up move like this. So that's super important thing that I will be saying a lot in my channel. When you have an up move like this, you expect a smaller correction. But when you get another up move to after that correction, which is normal, all this becomes an impulse, and that's why we get a bigger correction. All right. Now this correction is bigger, and you need to break it down in order to know when was the next impulse coming. So you have this impulse right there, starting from the bottom. You have a first retracement, up move, retracement. So that means that this retracement is probably for that up move. Then a correction, retracement, and I need to zoom in it a little bit, but yeah, retracement. So that's a correction pattern for that impulse. So you match these impulse, and you leave the correction alone. So that now you matched all the impulse, but we didn't match this impulse. All right, then we've got that impulse. So seeing this is an expanding flat, and this correction happens pretty rarely with a running flat in intern. So this correction happens pretty rarely and leads to have another impulse when it's done. And seeing that end of a structure like this, when you get small correction, impulse, small correction, you know that it was near the end in this zone, right? Now you got the other impulse, and we've got, as you see, a range right there to break the top one more time. So to me, this move broke the, I'm just quickly checking if it broke the top. I think yes. So it broke the top, and this means that this is probably the top of your impulse. So all this will be the top right there, especially because you got a retracement that broke this low. You know that you're in the downtrend with that retracement, and that means that you're going to correct all this impulse. So the more your retracement go deeper and break all these lows from uptrends, the more you're going to have a bigger correction. So right now, in my opinion, you're going into a B wave. So this can go up like this and give a bigger correction and then go down. So this will be a bigger one before you get another impulse that's we call bull run. So before you get something like this, you got to go through that correction. All right. Now, if you're trying to know where we are in this correction, I would say that this move looks pretty corrective. All right. This looks like a correction if you go on daily and less. But if you go on weekly, this looks like a sharp move. All right. And that's the thing you got to know, is that correction in daily can become impulses in higher time frame. So with that being said, you need to be waiting for an impulse in higher time frame. So if you see it like a correction in daily, a simple correction like this that you barely look in daily won't be enough to come and complete that pattern, right? You'll be waiting for a correction that will be seen in the daily as well. So we want this to be correcting, given some sort of a big correction without breaking that bottom before going up. But either way, this should be going down again. From seeing right there right now, I think it will do that. I think that if we see it come and go up and break the top, I'll be waiting for some sort of a range or a flag just to say that we're going up again. But this to me needs to be a correction move, just like Bitcoin, because this is the sharpest move and this came from the top. So that's about it. I think that this will be a correction. I think that you should see this move as an impulse. So as long as this bottom is not broken, wait for the correction to be done and find some buy setup. But the deeper it goes, the more this can be just an extended version of that retracement, and you'll be waiting for that B wave sometime. Just like Bitcoin, almost like Bitcoin, this analysis. But the thing is, I don't really like this chart because of all these move remains unclear to me. Even though this can be an expanding and is probably an expanding, I don't really like them because you can see this as this an impulse, this the first retracement, this your B wave, and this your C wave, and this will be just a bigger expanding. So it can be that thing, but I really don't think so. Again, we should be our analysis should be based off odds and probabilities. So I think that you should be seeing this as a correction that will come and break the top, and then wait if there's a flag or if it dumps, like if it do some setup to dump. So yeah, just focus on the next move. Will be up to break the top, as long as this bottom is not broken. So the more it's range, the more it's good. So this video is 30-minute long. It's pretty long. I really hope you guys will like it and will enjoy it at least. If you did, leave a comment and a like. Also, don't forget to share me your asset that you want a forecast on it. So if you did enjoy it, leave a like and a comment and share it to your friends. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.